Hi, welcome to Rate My Gadget, and I will be reviewing the two Kobo colour e-readers you can buy on the market today. So we've got the Kobo Clara and the Kobo Libra. Now you may be looking at these because you potentially want to not be tied into the Kindle ecosystem, or you just like the idea of having a colour Kobo, which is somewhere in between maybe what a tablet would be and a black and white e-reader. Or maybe, like me, you're a comic book reader or a magazine newspaper reader and you want to see if the colour works for you. Now, I should say none of this is a paid promotion. I'm going to give you an honest opinion, and one of these I do find sits far and above the other. Okay, so let's go into them. Design of them is exactly the same in terms of rounded bevel edges. Both of them have this textured back, which I really like for gripping, and also both of them come with exactly the same USB-C charger on them as well. They both have a recessed screen on them, so it's not flush and proud, which should hopefully give you the chance that if you do drop it, it won't instantly break the screen. Both of them have different capacity. The Libra, which is the bigger of the two, has a 32 gigabyte hard drive space, whereas the Clara has a 16 gigabyte hard drive space. Now, in comparison, you may think that the Libra makes it a better choice. However, that gives you 24,000 book storage compared to 12,000 book storage. The bit that could make a difference is in audiobooks. Audiobooks, it will then go from potentially 150 audiobooks on the Libra, the larger size of the two, 75 audiobooks. So if you are an audiobook listener, then that may make a big difference. Screen is, you've got 300 ppi black and white and 150 ppi in colour. The screen size, however, may be important to you. The Libra has a 7-inch screen, whereas the Clara has a 6-inch screen. That does mean, however, that the design of the Libra is bigger than the Clara. As you can see the dimensions, it is still relatively small for a tablet comparison. However, that may make a difference for you personally. The other thing with the Libra is the Libra has the two buttons on the side. So both of them have a sleep power button on the rear, whereas on the right of the Libra, you have a proud button which allows you to skip forward and backwards pages. Also, the Libra allows you to rotate, which can be critical for comic book reading or newspaper and magazines. The Clara does not allow you to use it in a landscape mode, or at least I haven't found it. In terms of the design, both of them come with the same contents in the box, both with USB-C cable, and both are sold as recyclable outer shell. And the other thing I really like with the Kobo, which differs from the Kindle, is they both sold as sustainable. So that means that if there are any issues, you can repair them yourself through the iFixit program, which I really like. On through the design, let me go through the functionality. Both of them, let's go through the similarities. Both of them have a dual 2 gigahertz processor. Now that's not going to in any way be able to be used to watch any video, but when it comes to comic book reading and magazine and book and audiobooks, I found them both to be exactly comparable. There was no lag in either of them, and the Libra, although the more expensive, did match exactly the same in terms of functionality to the Clara. Both of them are waterproof. They're sold that they can be waterproof up to an hour in 2 meters water, and if you exceed that, then probably your own fault. Also, both of them do have built-in functionality that you can use what's called overdrive, which basically means you can rent books from your local library, and a thing called Pocket, which syncs between if you want to read books between your phone and your Kobo reader. Both of those come as standard. I do, however, show in another video how to use the overdrive Libby service, because it can be a little bit difficult to set up, so please go to my other video if you're keen to see that. Both of them have Bluetooth, so if you're into audiobooks, you can listen to them on Bluetooth earphones as well. Now where it comes to the differences in functionality, obviously we spoke about the screen size and the size of the actual device itself, but the biggest difference between them, and one of the biggest challenges, is that the Libra allows you to easily side load books, and what that means is to be able to easily bit like a tablet or a laptop, transfers files or books or comics directly onto it. And the reason it's easier to do that is it has built into it Google Drive. So if you have a Google Drive, then you can upload your books or comics onto your Google Drive and then easily from the Libra download them from that location. I found that to be a really, really useful and nice functionality. However, although the Clara doesn't come with Google Drive, there are other means of sideloading it over your Wi-Fi, and I do show that in another video. Google Drive will not work. However, there are other means that you can do it effectively if, for example, you are downloading books onto your phone or a tablet and you want to then transfer them onto the Kobo. The other difference is that the Libra comes with the Kobo stylus functionality, and what that means is basically it's a pen that you can use to mark and highlight and even make notes. Depending on your requirement, that may be absolutely critical for you. The Clara doesn't allow you to do that. It has very limited functionality in which you can write notes through the keyboard, but if you're wanting to use it to mark up, the Clara doesn't allow you to do that. So probably the most important area is user experience for reading the books and the interface. So first of all, the interface is exactly the same on both the Libra and the Clara. Both of them have at the bottom a Home, My Books and a Discover tab. There is another button called More, and that's where they both differ. So as I was saying earlier on, Libra has a notebook, Dropbox and a Google Drive. Okay, so in the notebook you can make a lot of sketches and write a lot of text. Dropbox and Google Drive allow you to side load books on. The Clara doesn't have those, however it does have under the beta features something called Sketchpad, and from what I can see it's very similar to Notebook and it allows you to just draw on an equivalent of a whiteboard if you like. However, what it doesn't allow you to do is draw anything on a book. So if you have a novel or some kind of non-fiction that you want to make notes on, you are stuck to writing highlights, which is exactly the same on the Libra and the Clara. However, if it's important for you to use more of a stylus pen and be able to do that, then that may be a showstopper for you to be able to use the Libra. The one thing I love on both of the Libra and the Clara is both of them within the book. It's a really slick, easy interface to understand. To change the brightness, you literally just slide up and down on the left-hand side. Also, if you wanted to highlight, it gives you the ability to highlight them in different colours, which may be useful. And the other thing that I really liked, especially if you're reading any kind of textbooks, is the ability to be able to come out and straight away search in Google, Wikipedia, or the rest of the book. So if you're looking for a particular sentence or word that's captured in the rest of the book, you can easily do that from within the book itself, and both of them offer that. Both of them are obviously trying to link you to the Kobo store where you can download books and audiobooks, but both of them are really built for being able to open up the ecosystem. So unlike the Kindle where you're pretty much tied into the Amazon system, Kobo isn't like that. Kobo, you can upload much more easily files, especially on the Libra. You can easily load them via Google Drive and Dropbox, and they almost promote that as well. And there's really useful, easy guides. And I found with the Libra, I could easily set that up. Clara, as I said earlier, you can side load via Wi-Fi, and obviously you can plug it into a laptop and do the normal things, but it takes a little bit more effort. And again, I've got a video that can show that. Both of them, the Libra and the Clara, link in with the Kobo app really nicely. As I said, they can interface and they can track via what's called Pocket. So it means that you can read your books on both devices if you're using a phone and if you're using an e-reader. So where does that leave us overall? So I think there's two probably camps of people out there, and I definitely sit in one of those. If you want the larger size screen, and I found this especially important when it comes to comic books or magazines or newspapers, it is really, really nice to have that larger size screen and the ability to rotate the screen as well. However, the Libra does come at a cost, roughly around about £200, to the Clara's £130. So if you're looking for an e-reader, which has still the ability to side load onto it, although it's a little bit of a challenge, and you're mainly an ebook reader or an audiobook listener, and you're not too worried about comics and magazines, then I would say that the Clara is the one for you. And personally, because of that, I'm going for the Clara. I think the Clara does everything that I want it to. It has the smaller size, which means that it's more easier to put into a bag or carry around with me. The other thing as well that I didn't like about the Libra, and it's a personal preference, is I didn't like the button press on the right hand side. Personal preference, I didn't like the proud buttons. So overall, my personal recommendation is the Clara. At £70 cheaper, it gives you most of the functionality. However, if you're going to be using your e-reader and colour e-reader to read comics, especially graphical novels, then I would say that the bigger size Libra is probably for you. I hope that's helped. Please do like, please subscribe. I'm always open to any kind of comments or suggestions. I do a more in-depth assessment on both of these devices individually. I also show, as I said earlier, a video of how to sideload onto the Libra, and I also show you how to connect to the Overdrive Libby, which is the library system, so you can download books and digital magazines. Okay, hope that's helped. Please do like, please subscribe. Thanks for watching.